Well, we're going to be using ScreenFlow, of course. I'm running ScreenFlow 10. If you've got an earlier version, it'll work just fine. And we'll come up to File up at the top, and we'll go to New, click on New, and then we get this page and click on New Document. That's what we want. And once you do that, you can set the width and the height, and I've set this at 1280 by 720 pixels. You know all that stuff. And once we do that, we'll get a new ScreenFlow blank document, and we can get started. Okay? All right, well, let's do this thing. So here's a blank ScreenFlow document that I've got set up. I showed you how I set that up already. And up here, if I click on my media library, you can see I have a clip in here that we'll use. And I'm just going to drag this in here. I'll put it on the bottom right there. And this clip, basically, we can play a little bit just of this so you can see what it is. It's a girl talking, doing a podcast, interview, whatever, in front of a microphone. So that's what this clip looks like. Now let's pretend that she is going to make a video, and she wants her very first few seconds of her video to have some scrolling text in it. So we can help her out, and we can do that. So let's come back here, and basically what we need to do, the very first thing that we need to do is come up here to our pencil tool right here. And I'm going to click on that. And I'll click on the plus sign right here. And I need to make sure when I do this that I have this center. These are all different designs, graphics that we could use. Need to make sure you have this second one clicked, the one that has a solid color in the middle of it, and click on that. If you want to change the color, you can click on the color right here. Come down to your color picker, and you can see I could pick green, or I could get this hot pink color. I don't think I want that. You know, I could use yellow, any one I want, but I kind of like this blue color right here. So we'll go with that. And then what I need to do is come in here, and anywhere in our viewport, and I'm calling the viewport every place that the video shows up. This is not the viewport. This is not the viewport. This is our viewport right here. Okay, and anywhere in there, I'll start down here, and I'm just going to drag across. Drag this bar across and make it something like this. Okay, I don't want to go off the edges just yet. I just want to drag it and make it like that. Okay, this is a background that will have our text flow across. So now I'll come back in here, and I'll take this, and what I'm going to do is see the three dots that let you drag this. I want to click on this middle dot right here, push down on my shift key, and drag this off the edge. And pushing down on the shift key makes sure that you can lengthen it horizontally, but it won't increase vertically. Okay, and if you don't do that and you just drag it, you'll have a problem. Grab it on this side, grab that one, push down on my shift key, drag it off. It doesn't matter how far, you just got to get it off the viewport there. Okay, if you want to, you could drag this all the way down to the bottom of your video clip. I like, for some reason, strange reason, and I can be strange at times, so I like to have a little space down below there. So it looks like this. Okay, and this again is going to be our background, where we're going to make our text scroll. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is come up and get some text. So I'll click on my text tool right up there. I'll click on the plus sign, hold it down, click on text, and now we've got some text that we can use. I'm going to drag the text down anywhere in the blue box. Now you can see right away the first problem. It's not a problem, we can solve it. But ScreenFlow by default puts a backdrop, that black color behind our text. So I'll unclick that, and now we just have white text in here. And the next thing is that text is just too tall. It's too big to fit in there. So I'll double click on it, highlight all the text. Right now it says it's Gill Sans. You can pick any font you want, but Gill Sans or Arial, you know, those are good ones to use. And it says it's 96-point text. That's too big for us. This one, that looks, how about if, rather than using the pre-made sizes, I'll come in instead of 72, let's try 65-point text. Then I'll hit Tab, and that sets it. And now we've got something, that text looks pretty good, just like this. I'll double click on it, to be honest with you, when I'm doing scrolling text, I like to have all the letters caps, all capitalized. I think it shows up better. So there's some text, and we'll just make something up. Don't worry about what I say, but let's say, push down on my caps key, 5 reasons to begin a podcast. Suppose that's what we want our scrolling text to say. Okay, good. And to make it scroll, we need to do something. And I'm going to take this and move it, just slide this all the way over, and we can change the size of this. We will in a minute here. But this is going to be our scrolling text. So what I'll do is I'm going to drag this out to, let's say, about 6 seconds. We'll try that, okay? And what we need to do now is tell ScreenFlow where we want the text to start scrolling and where we want it to end scrolling, okay? And so what we'll do is we need to drag our cursor all the way to the beginning right here, okay? And then we need to come up to the stopwatch, this clock or stopwatch right there, and click on that. And this allows us to make a video motion. And all I need to do is click on action right there. Don't worry about this duration. We're going to change that later the easy way. But yeah, so now see the yellow thing that popped up there when we clicked on action? This is going to be our video motion. We can move it around wherever we want to. And I think that for our purposes here, let's just try moving it out like that far, okay? And we need to tell ScreenFlow now where we want the text to start scrolling and where it should end scrolling. So we take our cursor right here, we drag it all the way to the back of this video action right here. And I'm going to click on this so the video action turns yellow. I go all the way to the left, and to tell ScreenFlow that I want it to start over here off the right hand side, I'm going to drag it just off the right hand side right there. Okay, easy enough. And then I need to tell ScreenFlow where I want this. I'll click on the yellow again. I need to tell ScreenFlow where I want it to end up. Okay, and I want it to end up, let's say in this case that we want it to end up right in the middle. So I drag this into the middle right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a yellow line that goes up and down vertically on our page. And that just tells us that we've got the text right in the middle of our viewport. So if I were to play this now, if I were to come back here and move this all the way to the beginning and let it play, it says 5 reasons to begin a podcast, and see how it stopped right in the middle there? Okay, and if this was really what I was doing, I could take my blue line and move it right back so it lines up with our text, so that when that plays, it'll scroll across there just like this, and then it will stop right there and it goes away. And there's our scrolling text, okay? Now, and then of course as it plays, then she can keep talking. Now, it may be that when you do this, instead of having this text stop right in the middle like I did, I'm going to click on that text again, and that video motion, so it's yellow. This time I'm going to tell ScreenFlow I don't want it to stop in the middle. I want it to go all the way across and come off this end just like that, all the way off, okay? And then I'll come down here. I'm going to take my blue line and move it so that it lines up with the video motion right there. Here it comes, it goes across the screen, but it doesn't stop in the middle, it goes right off the end. Now, the problem with this, when this played, this is coming across really fast, isn't it? Okay, we need to slow that down. So what I'm going to do is drag my text bar over here, just make it, you know, a lot longer than it is, okay? And then I'll make my blue bar come out here a ways too. And this time, when I click on my text right here, see it goes off the edge right there. And what I want to do is make it slow down. So I take my video action and I'm going to stretch it way out like this. Okay? I'm going to stretch it way out here. And then I have to take my cursor again and go to the end of that video action and make sure it's off the screen. It's off the screen in the beginning. So let's watch this one. This will be much slower and easier to read. See how that's nice and slow now? We stretched it out. And when we get to the end, right here, that blue bar stays. I wouldn't want the blue bar to stay, so I would move this back here so it lines up with the end of the video action. So now when it gets to the end, that blue disappears. And then she could just keep talking, continue talking, just like that. Okay? And now the question might arise, well, I want to add some more scrolling text, Mike, not just one line. I want to have 2 or 3 lines, and we can do that. I will tell you, I don't like to have scrolling text going all the way across through a video. It gets distracting. You don't want their eyeballs on the text. You want the eyeballs on the viewport, on the video that you've got. So do this once or twice or 3 times in a video, but I wouldn't put it all over the place, but still. So let's come over here and let me slide this back like that. Okay, and if you want more text, another line of scrolling text, you can just come in here, take your cursor, highlight both of those. Now here's our video down here. We don't need to see that. Highlight both of these. Hit Command C on your Mac. That copies it. Then move your cursor right back here. Okay, hit Command V, and it pastes that in. Now you're going to say, well, that's kind of silly, because when it gets done with this one and that goes off, here comes the same thing, you know. We don't want it to say the same thing twice. But what we did is we got a new blue line, we got a new line of text and a video motion. So all we need to do now is let's move this back and let's come in here and let's say 5 reasons to begin a podcast. The first reason is I'm trying to watch my screen and type. I can type faster than that, but we don't need to. So, okay, here's the second line of text. Now, in the beginning, I need to make sure that this video motion right here is off the screen completely. So I need to, again, drag that off a little bit and then go to the end of the video motion. And because there was more text in here, I need to make it fit, and I need to drag that off so that's just off the end. Okay, now let's see what happens. We come in, here's the first one scrolling across. When we get to the end of the first one, right coming up right here, okay, here's the second line of text that we've got. And that will drag across, and you can see the motion on our scroll bar there, and there we've got it. So now we've created 2. You could have 3, 4, 5, whatever. But like I said, I don't like to have scrolling text all in too much of the video. It gets distracting to the viewer. But to put it in once, twice, 3 times, scatter it out, yeah, for key points, yeah, that could be great. So that's how you do that, and you can play around with that. And I hope you have fun, and it'll let you make some very cool scrolling text in your YouTube videos. You guys take care. I love all you guys. I really do. And my very best wishes for tremendous success with all that you do on YouTube. Okay? Go get them.